Hey guys, welcome back to the craft day. We are going to be making these easy pumpkins. We're going to make the smallest one because that's what's going to be quicker for me to make on camera. What you're going to need is blanket yarn, and this is called leaf color yarn, and you're going to need a tapestry needle. So this is normally the cast on peg, but I'm not gonna cast on that peg. I'm just gonna cast on straight to the loom because I'm used to other looms that don't have the cast on peg. So I'm just gonna cast on to the right of it and just remember that's where I started. We're gonna begin with a slip knot, and that's what I just created. And so now that I've turned it around, I'm just showing you that I'm casting to the right of the peg, and I like for my extra string, that's my hanging yarn, to be to the left and my working yarn to be to the right. We're going to start with an E-stitch cast on, and it's basically writing in cursive E. So you're going to work counterclockwise all the way around the loom. So we're going to be doing what is called working in the round. When you get to this point, you want to push down all your stitches, your first row of stitches. And then once you finish pushing those down, you are going to want to keep wrapping around the loom. So you're just going to do a continuation until all of your pegs have 2 stitches on them once you finish. I like to go ahead and knit off, basically pick up the other stitch from the bottom and loop it over the top to hold the yarn from coming back off, and then I'm going to keep wrapping.
If I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. Got issues in my head, I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing?
The next part of this project is a stitch that I learned from KB, or knitting board, and it's basically the whole project. It's knit 2 or U stitch 2 and purl stitch 2. So this is your U stitch. I'm gonna do 2 U stitches
always sorry, the conclusion.
And then we're gonna do 2 purl stitches. This is your purl stitches, and you're gonna do that throughout the round, so all the way back until you get to your cast on peg. That is the way you're gonna do it.
I'm with you, I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever want to give.
If you're wondering where to get this loom from, I recommend Michaels Loops and Threads. And the reason why I recommend Michaels is because instead of the pegs being glued into this loom, it is actually a part of the loom, like it's part of the whole mold. So I prefer this one because those that are glued in are more likely to loosen and fall out.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away. Cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, no.
So when you get down to this area, you should always end on 2 purl stitches and always begin again on your new row with 2 U stitches. I'm holding it up to the camera so you can see a more up-close view of what I'm doing. So this is your U stitch again. It's a tighter stitch. And this is your purl stitch. So on the pumpkin that you see in the background, the purl stitch is the stitch that buckles, and the straight line stitch is the U stitch.
You what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray.
Okay, now that you've knitted at least 3 rows, because I know it's gonna start getting to a point where you get a little confused. So the part that I just showed you is the purl stitch, and this is the U stitch. So whenever you get lost, you can make a reference in here where that's the purl stitch, that's the U stitch, purl stitch, and U stitch. So you can, if you get lost and you think you're in the wrong spot with your stitching, you can look into the middle of it and it should tell you where you're supposed to be at. At this point, we're doing just the same thing, so I'm gonna stop and come back. We are back and we are on row 29. I'm gonna go ahead and do one more row. This to show you guys that we are still implementing the same technique throughout. There is nothing changed. This pumpkin is gonna be a little shorter than the white one or the cream one that you see on the table. Also, if you get lost, this is also an indicator that you should be purl stitching and that you should be U-stitching right here.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Cause you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.
And this is the purl stitch. You are gonna U-stitch 2, purl stitch 2. I don't know if I ever said that. My bad, y'all.
Cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden
And we are on the last one.
Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace.
Okay, at this point, now it's up to you to gather bind off here. But I'm not gonna gather bind off with this. I'm not gonna gather bind off with this yarn. I find that it gets a little tough to gather bind off with this type of yarn and it snaps easily. So I'm gonna take some orange 4-weight yarn and actually gather bind off with this instead of gather bind off with this. But I've been casting it off. You can go ahead and gather bind off, but I've been casting it off before I gather bind off. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this because I end with E-stitch. I'm gonna end with E-stitch stitch. I'm not interested in E-stitching twice. I'm just gonna go ahead and cast it off. You'll also find that the purl stitching is buckling. So when you step it, it's gonna go outward. And this is more of a tighter stitch, so that's why this works like that. So you need to have 6 weight yarn. Probably you could probably do 5 weight in here, but it may be more spacey.
Is you through? I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Cause you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray.
This is going to become your bottom, and this is your top. That's the bottom, that's the top. Bottom similar. Then I took this loom and I just knitted 12 pegs in the flat. And did about 10 rows. And this is called leafy green. So there is this stem, just rolled it backwards. Actually, I did more so like this. And that's the same thing, or you can do it like this.
I can feel the sweat inside my palm. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. Got issues in my head. I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead,
so if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you, I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you, I knew this. When I'm with you, I feel so useless. I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palm. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
but if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my
You're going to want to stuff this as much as possible. I just sped up this part because we're just stuffing the inside. And it's not going to show on the outside, just stuff it as much as you can. Just gathering the other end to close it here.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away.
This is your choice whether you want to close up the hole or not. I had never closed up the hole with the extra yarn. I was just curious, but I found out after the fact that I didn't like the hole to be closed. I'd rather make my stem and push it down inside of the hole and then close it up that way. It just seemed more natural to me. Once I put on the stem after doing this, it kind of felt like it was just sitting on the top of the pumpkin. So this part is up to you. You do not have to do this. You can make your stem first and then put it down in there.
Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.
So doing this next process, I think you may be able to use your 6-way yarn, but I just stuck with the 4-way yarn. You are going to want to squeeze it as you take your yarn inside of it to maximize it being squished in the middle.
As you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away.
what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palm. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted you've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins, pierce my heart straight through. I got issues in my head, I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh, everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares. See me right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing?
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said? I don't think you understand what you're doing, and my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing, sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one who's always sorry, the conclusion. Even though I offer all of the solutions, I wish you loved me like I love you, it's stupid. When I'm alone with you I never feel lucid. I wish I wasn't struck by Cupid. I wish when I first saw you I knew this. When I'm with you I feel so useless, I feel diluted, my heart's been wounded. Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palm. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead